Hey there, it's Jim and Debbie, your best friends on the internet, and we are back with episode 86 of the Midday Minute. Debbie, 86 is a very special number to you, isn't it?
I was just going to say a fine year 1986 was.
That's right. Today's episode is going to be all about our recently approved budget at our annual budget meeting last month in San Diego.
I like to think about this episode being about that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Okay. It's about the pot of gold, not the rainbow.
Not the rainbow, just the pot of gold.
So, not the journey, but the destination, which is the pot of gold.
Yes.
What we're going
Yeah.
to focus on today. All right. Well, let's just get right to it. Okay. We approved a budget of $45.3 million, dollars, of which $41.6 million dollars will go toward our program services. So that shakes down to about 91.8% for programs, 8.2% for administrative and fundraising expenses. Still well below the recommendation from the Better Business Bureau that nonprofits spend no more than 35% on
I
administrative fundraising expenses. We're at 8.
yeah, I'd say we're below that.
Yeah,
It's
we're well.
amazing.
So we're proud of
That
that.
should make our donors feel incredibly good about their support of the foundation.
Right. Donation to the Alex National Foundation is a great investment because almost 92% of every dollar is going towards our program services.
Right.
So
Cool.
let's go down the list. Uh, Largest to smallest, starting with our biggest program, which is the SIF, right?
Yeah.
Uh, $16.3 million for the SIF this year. It's a 2.4% increase over last year. And primarily, as discussed on a previous episode of the Minute, that's to fund the new gratitude grant bonus. We estimate that about 800 lodges will qualify for that bonus. 800 times 500 equals a lot of money.
A lot of money. No one would say they said there would be math on episode 86, so I'm not prepared for that. But yes, a lot of money. And we're so excited about having a fourth bonus for the gratitude grant, bringing that up to $4,000. Big
Right.
deal.
So now through our 3 small SIP grants, the Beacon, the Spotlight, and the Gratitude Grant, lodges can earn up to $10,000
Yeah,
in grants to serve their communities. So that's exciting. I mean,
very.
as you've mentioned before on the show, it's been a goal that was a long time coming. Very
Yeah.
excited to finally be there. And that all gets going on April 1st. But we would encourage you, unless you are already qualified for all 4 or know you've qualified for the ones you're going to qualify for, and visit the helpful dashboard to see where you stand on those bonuses. Uh, we urge you not to submit your gratitude grant now, because once you start that app or once you submit that application, you can't go back for more money if you subsequently
Right.
apply for one of those grants, because
Right.
it's all as of March 31st. But in this as the fiscal year winds down, it's going to take us probably 5 to 8 business days into April before we finish counting all the money, and then there's a review and adjustment period. So
Right.
it's best not to jump on those gratitude grants. They're not first come first served. You have time.
Right.
So unless you're implementing that program in April, just wait until we've posted final numbers and you know exactly what you can qualify for, and then apply for your gratitude grant.
Absolutely. Sage advice, Jim. Sage advice. And that's what we recommend on the website as well.
Right. And if you're using your gratitude grant to supersize your Beacon grant, same thing. Wait on both of those until you know this is
Yeah.
what your gratitude grant is worth.
And if you have to get started on April 1st for whatever reason, because you've got project plans in place, your Beacon grant and your Spotlight grant are there and ready for you.
Yeah. And I should also point out the Beacon grant and the Spotlight grant, none of them are first come, first serve. So
Right.
there really is no rush on these 3 ENF grants, these 3 SIP grants, right?
Nice and easy.
Okay.
What's next?
State grants are getting a boost too. $11.2 million
Wow.
going to our 3 state grants. We have the state charities and the special projects grants. Both of those pools, which are allocated to the states based on a formula, are going to get those pools are going to get a 3% increase. Doesn't mean necessarily that your state's going to get a 3% increase. Could be less, could be more, because it's going to depend on how your state did relative to the other states based on these giving formulas that we use.
Yeah.
But the pools are going to be 3% larger.
Yep.
And
And I'm already getting questions about when we're going to have that information. And it kind of goes along with what you were just saying, which is we
yeah,
have to close the year. You
year,
know, by the last week of April, I should be able to give the state leadership those numbers, but
right.
it takes a while.
Speed's important. We're going to move as quickly as we can, but accuracy is even more important. And we want to make sure that those numbers are right when we release them.
Indeed.
So, it's usually around the third week in April when we're updating the ENUP in your state page.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So the bonus grant, spent $1 million for years. It's bumping up to $1.2 million, a 20% increase. I'll do the math for you, W. You don't have to
Thank
do
you.
math. Show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Big increase. A lot more money.
The bonus grant has been kind of, institutional part of the institutionalized of, grant pools
a
with
bonus
the
grant.
state price. It's bonus, but it's been
Right.
going on for as long as I've been here, which is a long time.
For the second time on the show today, I'll use air quotes when I say a bonus grant because it's,
Yeah.
We've consistently offered a bonus grant since maybe, I don't know, I think before I got here, 1995, 1996 or so. Every year we've done a bonus grant.
Maybe one day we'll come up with a new name for it.
Maybe. Friends and Veterans Service, we had Mary Morgan on in November, right?
Yes, we did.
Plans for the program. They're getting an 11.4% increase, $5.7 million going to Veterans Service.
Wow.
That includes a pretty dramatic expansion to the Welcome Home kits. Funding for that program is increasing by $550,000. It's going to allow for a $400 reimbursement from $300 for the basic kit, which is the one that doesn't include beds. And it'll allow for more kits in general. And that will bring our total that we've committed to the cause of eliminating homelessness among the veteran population since the Welcome Home initiative, of which Welcome Home kits are a part, debuted in July of 2015 to $15.7 million.
Wow. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah. That's
I'm really, really, really proud of that and the work that our friends over on the other side of the headquarters are doing. Yeah. Yeah.
There was a slight uptick last year in the number of veterans experiencing homelessness, but overall, the numbers have been declining.
Right. Down significantly.
Yeah.
And we've played a part in that. And I know you are. I am really proud of it.
Yeah, the Welcome Home kits are ensuring that when veterans do transition out of homelessness and they get their new homes, it's not just a house, it's a home, right? They've got all those little things that they need that we take for granted.
Right.
Emergency assistance has been vital. It means the difference for many people in crisis situations from having a house and being homeless. Yep. And then the focus grants. 10,000 grants available to lodges in key metropolitan areas that have been identified by the VA as having the highest populations of veterans experiencing homelessness.
Right.
To do something about that. Really exciting stuff going on.
Indeed.
The scholarships program, $4.9 million. Now, the big change there, it's the format changed to the Leadership Weekend, which we're also excited about. Leadership Weekend is what, a month away?
Coming like a freight train. It is April 11th through the 14th. So actually right now, national judging is underway. We should be able to announce our top 20 by the end of March. So stay tuned for that. And as you mentioned this year, everyone who joins us, all 20 will receive $30,000. So
there's no overall winner, no overall second place, no overall.
You're a winner just for being invited. You're getting $30,000 scholarship.
Still a total of about 500 scholarships. The runners up are all getting $4,000. And then the 20 finalists who are coming to the Leadership Weekend, not finalists, the 20 people coming to the Leadership Weekend are getting $30,000 each. So
yeah,
that's official. And that's in this budget. What else we got? The Hoop Shoot.
Here we
and that's also coming like a
yes.
Right.
Back to back, B2B.
Why do we do that to ourselves, Abby?
I don't know. It's just the way the cookie crumbles
Yeah. So we can
most
take
years. Yeah, most years. Yeah, that is, of course, April 18th through the 21st. So we already have 4 regions that are complete. So we have 24 finalists. We
punch
have
their
8
tickets.
contests this weekend, which is March
48.
16th.
Waiting on 48, doing the math.
Waiting on 45.
Yeah.
Yep.
8 times 6, one of my favorite numbers in the multiplication tables.
Good one.
Yeah.
So much math.
Yep. Well, this is a budget episode. So that's happening too. About $1 million will maintain the beautiful Elks Veterans Memorial where I am recording today. That's an increase of about 7.4%. And
So
then,
with that too, it's maintaining it. Obviously, it's been around, for really coming up on 100 years, right?
yeah, and the convention's 100 years
And
will be
the 26.
26. Yeah, and the convention will be here in Chicago. Make your plans to attend that convention.
Seriously, save the
Memorial
date.
on its centennial anniversary. We're in that period right now where all these institutions in Elkton are hitting their centennials. I think
Yeah,
the magazine was first, and then the memorial, and then we're right behind it, 28.
28.
Yeah.
As an aside, I mentioned this to you, but over the weekend, I was out shopping with my mom at an antique store and stumbled upon a decanter that was for the Elks Centennial. So it was from 1868 to 1968.
Nice.
So I couldn't pass it by.
Was it empty?
Yes. The seal had been broken.
Yeah, I have 2 of
And then
those.
you actually have the same one.
I do. I have 2 in my
Yeah.
office, and I have 2 of the Elks National Foundations, which was celebrating its 50th that same year. No, that's not right.
Yeah.
50th would have been 78, right?
28, yeah.
Yeah.
Math.
All right, that's my first. I've been doing pretty well. So far, I still like an A. It's still an A. I'm getting an A.
It's actually kind of hard to believe that 1928 to 1978 is only 50 years, right?
Yeah, it seems longer.
Yeah.
Drug awareness, $906,000, an increase of about 1.7%. Those are the budget highlights. It's we're proud of the budget. It's made possible because not just the donations, the banner year we're having this year, and it truly is a great year. We have a chance to finish this. We can finish this month strong. We're well ahead of last year's pace, but we have a chance to raise more than $8 million in donations this year, which you've never done before. And it would be only 2 years after we cracked the $7 million barrier for the first year. So support.
A tremendous amount of generosity out there.
Yeah, it's truly been
amongst our members
the past few years, and everybody else who came before. The endowment fund is doing well. It's generating a lot of money to put toward our budget, but so are these designated gifts that we use and our other revenue sources, allowing us to big budget this year, 45.3. A lot of exciting things happening. We know our programs that we fund, the programs that we fund are going to do great things with those donations. They're going to make all of us proud. Right?
Absolutely. And if anybody wants to see more detail about these budget allocations, you can visit the grants and appropriations page on our website. Gives you a breakdown of everything.
Yep. So before we sign off on this relatively short episode of the Minute, any final thoughts? What's going on with the Most Valuable Student program at the moment? You've kind of alluded to it already.
Yep. National judging underway this week. So it's kind of a quiet week while that happens. And then we will notify the top 20 next week. So like I said, we should be able to announce that the week of the 25th, who will be joining us in Chicago for the Leadership Weekend, April 11th to the 14th. Other than that, it's all hoop shoot all the time. Get ready for that.
Before we go to hoop shoot, the Legacy also happening, right?
Legacy
judging.
Yes. Right? Legacy judging is underway, and we will announce those 350 winners the 3rd week of April. So after hoop shoot, that's happening. I guess also we should mention with Easter being so early this year, which is March 31st, the office will not be open on Good Friday, which is March 29th. So if you are sending in donations via the snail mail, they need to get in by the 28th, right?
Oh yeah,
Or
no
is our last day in the
donations.
office.
Yeah, the donations via the mail aren't the concern because we'll get the March 30th
Just
mail,
postmarked.
which will Saturday's mail will process that. What the concern is people who are waiting to the last minute. Sometimes it's lodges to submit donations to us, submit lists to us, and
Mm.
then not by the mail, but by email or by fax or whatever, but and then paying for those with a credit card. If you call in on Friday the 29th, you are going to be out of luck because we will not be here. We will not be here on Saturday the 30th. We will not be here on Sunday the 31st. The last day, if you want to make a donation via the phone, the
Mm.
you have to do that by 4:30 Central Time on Thursday the 28th, right?
Thursday the 28th. Okay, so to recap, go ahead and send in those donations if you need to. If they're postmarked by.
Don't talk about postmarks. If we receive
Okay,
it in our
cut
mailbox
this.
March 31st, it will count
Cut
to.
this.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what matters. Will it be in our mailbox by March 31st? If it is, it'll count towards the fiscal year. If it isn't, it won't. Okay. Do not call us on Friday the 29th or Saturday the 30th or Sunday the 31st with a credit card donation over the phone because it will not be processed. It will not count.
Perfect.
You can donate online on Sunday the
Until
30th. That'll count. That works fine. Just don't try to call us on Friday the 29th.
have your Easter brunch and then get online.
Yeah. All right. Last thing, Hoop Shoot. We were on a phone call the other day with our film crew talking about something else, and they said, "We'll see you soon." I'm like, "See you soon? What? Monday Madness filming is right around the corner, also."
Yeah, that happens before the big dance. So, yep, you and McKenna and Nathan will be.
Oh, Nathan's going to be on the team this year.
Nathan's on the team this year, so you'll be talking all about the incredible 72 finalists that will be joining us in Chicago and reviewing their shooting order, right?
Announcing the shooting order, setting up the contest. We'll have the magic wall again, our version of it.
Your magic wall.
Yeah,
Everyone's looking forward to that.
it'd be fun.
And then that will air on Monday, April 15th.
Right. Monday Madness. So that's exciting. Yeah, videos every Tuesday. New ones being released. They've been excellent so far. Service trip video from Phoenix just dropped a week or two ago. Check that one out if you haven't already. It is fantastic.
It's great.
Yeah, lots of good content.
Yeah, we will have a story about we had a couple staff in the field. So Florida Hoop Shoot State Contest and then the Region 10 regional contest last weekend. So there'll be stories about that. And Libby just wrapped up the spring service trip in Philadelphia. So there were 8 scholars and then, 9 scholars and Libby heading that up. So there's some content coming about that trip. Also, it was a big success. And if you follow us on social media, obviously you're seeing a lot of these things, as they're happening in real time, but we'll be putting some stories up about that as well. So this is like, we talk about this all the time. March and April, it's the culmination of so many things that we work on all year. So it's an exciting time.
I think social media is a pretty good segue, Debbie. What's one of the things we like to do as consumers of social media?
Give it a thumbs up.
Use our thumbs, right?
I like to heart.
I think it's time.
Mm-hmm.
If you've enjoyed this episode of the Midday Minute all about the budget, a few updates, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't, a thumbs down. Either way, share it far and wide to your
Share it.
social network so other people can learn about what the exciting things that are going to happen in fiscal year 2025. If you're not already subscribing to our YouTube channel, why? It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. What do you do? Go ahead and hit that button right now and then tap the bell so you'll be notified every time we post new content like the next video in the series. You're not going to want to miss that. And that's it. Until next time, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next month with something exciting, I'm sure.
Who knows what we'll talk about next month?
You tune in to find out. Thanks so much for all you do. Have a great rest of the month.
Bye.
Bye.